All right, back for the recharge. 138 degrees inside the car in the duct. So I'm about to start this up. You've seen from the last video, I just charged it. So let's test this thing. It's been sitting in the sun, and I think 138 degrees is a good stress set. So here's the probe that's reading 138 degrees right there. And this thing has been thoroughly baked. Started up. Let's get our AC going. Come on. Oh, why? Fan. God dang newfangled cars. Stick a carburetor on them and give me 6 pounds of R12 and a hose. That's good enough. All right, so I'm making sure all the vents are open. We have full flow because we want to load this evaporator up with the heat in this car. And I want to get out of this car because I'm freaking sitting here in this hot black leather seat. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't have shorts on. That would have been first degree burns there. Okay, where are we at already? So we're at 40 on the low side, 200, only 200 at that temperature, and we're only at 200 on the high side. This is a clutchless compressor variable displacement. At that kind of load on the internal evaporator, and you only have 200 psi on the low side. Now, for you guys who are in HVAC, if you had 137 degrees on your evaporator coil and you're approaching 100 degrees outside, do you think your high side would only be 200 psi and dropping, and your low side's coming down? This is YF refrigerant, which acts very similar to 134. So we're cranking balls to the walls, and our supply air is only 60 degrees. But what is our air feeding the evaporator? 60 degrees is good when your temperature was 100 and some degrees. And that would be simulating desert conditions for a short while there. If you were in the desert and it was 100 and some degrees out with the sun hitting in, and you only got 55 or 60 degrees out of the dash when it's 115 outside, so that's good. Variable displacement compressor. We're still staying right there at I know we're cooling off inside because we're down to 58 degrees coming out of the dash, where that was 138 degrees. And for a short while it actually went out of limit. That means it exceeded. These thermometers, when they exceed 140, they go OL, out of limit. And prior to opening my video, it was OL for a while. So I just wanted you to see what a heavily loaded system with a variable displacement. Now, if this was a fixed piston displacement compressor and I was 138 degrees inside interior, near 100 outdoors, I would be approaching on some vehicles right near 400 psi. No problem. But on this, only 200. Variable displacement, high efficiency condenser. There is no rules of thumb. You don't get the can and circle jerk off and splooge your luge with one little gauge off of an AC Pro that's going to tell you it's full or not. Because I can guarantee you, if I removed half of the refrigerant out of this system right now, I would still have roughly 40 psi, which would be good on the little gauge on the AC Pro. All right, guys, I'll see ya.